What is going on, folk? It's NimbleThor here, and today in my mobile gaming quest where I document playing a brand new mobile game every single day, we are going to check out RoV Tactics. RoV, by the way, is short for Realm of the Void Tactics. So it's a turn-based strategy sci-fi themed RPG. It's still in beta, so it might not be available everywhere, but I just figured that I would go over it and I would let you guys know what I think about it so you guys can figure out if it's a game that you want to look forward to the full release for. So my first impressions were that the game introduces a bit too much from the beginning. I feel like the tutorial was definitely way too long. There was so much information in there that there is no way that we remember all of it. Luckily, if you are an avid mobile gamer and if you've played several of these games before, many of the systems will be somewhat familiar to you guys, I would imagine. But it is a pretty daunting game to get into for a newcomer to mobile games, or if you just haven't played a lot of strategy games before. I guess that's also because the game is still in beta, so the developers will probably update these tutorials over time as they figure out that maybe it's a bit too much for new players to get into right from the beginning. But the basic of the game is, of course, that we control these different units. We unlock these units. We're going to go into how we unlock them later on. But then we move around this hex grid setup here of a map, and we basically just have to try to take out everyone on the opponent's team, obviously. We are playing a single-player campaign mode here, and for the first round, I decided not to move forward, because I wanted to just see if we could sort of take a defensive stance, but I think at this point we probably just have to start moving forward to take out some of these guys. So we want to move this guy over here and start attacking this unit here. It seems like these units have quite a bit of HP, and we only have 5 of our units, so we have to be pretty strategic about which one we choose to attack. And every time we attack, there is a chance that the opponent will retaliate, by the way. This one is a ranged, so I want to move just over here with that one, and luckily the opponent unit won't be able to retaliate that attack because it was from a range. So unless the opponent's unit is a ranged user as well, then they won't be able to retaliate. With this one, where do we want to go? Do we want to move? I guess we just want to move here so that we're not exactly on the front line, but still close enough so that next time we will be able to move far enough to attack the other players. So now it's the enemy's turns, it seems. What are they gonna do? They're probably gonna take out that guy there, which is, by the way, just computer controlled, so I don't control that one. It's just a helper that we have with us here in the game. What I do like about this game is this hex grid combat setup here. I am a sucker for these types of games. All the way back from when I played Heroes of Might and Magic 3, I've just loved this setup, these strategic games that works like this. I love the combat, I love setting up the right strategy, I love figuring out which units to use against which other, opponent units, stuff like that. I really like that. I like the strategic element of that. And the game is also very challenging, which did make me curious to play the rest of the game to see whether or not the rest of the game would be equally challenging. And so far it has actually been somewhat challenging, at least once. At least until you get into it, until you get really into it. With this one, we might be able to take out this unit, actually. Let's see here. No, we weren't. And then what about this one? Okay, so it looks like there'll be one opponent unit left after our turn. No, wait, they actually survived with that one as well. What I don't like, by the way, is that this combat takes way too long. The AI takes forever to figure out what to do. Like, look at that. That literally took a couple of seconds for the computer to figure out how to move or where to move. And that's even with me upping the speed to 3 times. You guys can see that in the bottom right corner. Now it's 1 time, it's 2 times, and now it's 3 times. I upped that to 3 times, and it's still so super slow. It really makes it super boring, honestly, because we have to wait. If the opponents have 5 different characters they have to move with, that is actually gonna take quite a long time. It can easily take maybe 15 seconds, 20 seconds. I feel like that's way too long for one of these types of games. I want to just be able to go in here and focus on my attacks and not the attacks that the opponents, which in this case is just a computer, have to figure out. That should be instant, and why it isn't, I really have no clue. I don't know. I don't think it's because the AI is so slow that it has to calculate the correct move. That would be really weird. Don't know why they did that. I really don't know. I would legit ask the developer about why that is if they were here, but they aren't. So I guess we'll never know. Maybe they'll stop by. Maybe they'll stop by this video. If I sent them this video, maybe they will stop by. Or if one of you guys maybe tag them on social media or something like that. Looks like we won this one now. I'm just gonna skip through these conversations here because I want to go back and I want to show you guys the very complicated system of upgrading our different units. So if we go over here, wait, that was our party. We don't want to go into that just yet. I just want to go over here and show you guys all the different types of units that we can buy. Lots of units, which is of course nice, But look at the insane amount of different currencies in the bottom. Do you guys see that? So many different types of currencies that we need for unlocking these various different types of units. That is insane, honestly, and I don't like that system at all. It's so super confusing. And then when you go in here to upgrade your heroes, we also have to wait for them to heal up. And I guess the upgrading system does make sense, but we also have so many other systems, such as, for example, you can select a sparring hero, which is gonna make our hero stronger. It's basically the same as salvaging one hero to make another hero stronger. Okay, an okay system, honestly, but it's rather difficult to understand, and I didn't even have, I mean, we didn't even get to try it in the tutorial. It was just introduced to us, and we didn't get to try it out, which makes it very difficult for me to really figure out how it works in detail. We also have these skills over here. How do these unlock? Available since Tech Tier 2, but how do we get to Tech Tier 2? I don't even know how we do that. Stuff like that really discourages me from playing this game, and I'm hoping that this is something that the developers will make easier to understand as the game goes out of beta eventually. I also don't like the weird sort of camera angle that we had during the combat. I'll go into one more combat so you guys can see. Just a sec. We have to unlock everything from this crate here. Oh, that was nice. That looks like something we can equip on one of our heroes. But for now, I just want to go into one of the new missions. So let's go into this one so I can show you guys another thing that I don't like about this game. Do we have to wait for them to heal up? No, let's just go straight into it. Let's just go into it. It doesn't really matter if we win or lose this one, because I just want to show you guys something here. So let's start the match, and depending on how big this screen is, as you guys can see, we can't zoom out further than this. I guess in this game it's actually okay. We can nearly see all the units, but as you guys can probably feel, it's I hope this comes through on the video, but we can barely see where we should move because we can't see all of the enemy units. In this game we actually can, but in many of these levels here, we can't see all of the enemy units, and that is really discouraging again, because it means that I won't actually be able to use the correct strategy, because I can't see where the enemy units are, and I can't see how many of them there actually are. That is strange, and that will have to change as well in order for me to fully and honestly be able to recommend you guys this game. Because at this point, I feel like with the in-app purchases going all the way up to $100 US and so many different currencies and skills to unlock and so many convoluted systems, it seems like this game could very well turn very much pay to win if the developers wanted to go that route with the game. Now, whether or not they want to do that, that's uncertain at this point. I don't want to discourage you guys too much from playing this game, because I feel like it could be a fun game for some of you guys, but I just can't wholeheartedly recommend it at this point until they start fixing our combat. I need to be able to see everything to make the correct strategic moves, and not accidentally misclick stuff, and seriously, decrease the time it takes for the AI to take their turn. If stuff like that was changed, then yes, I think I could recommend you guys go check out this game, as long as you are aware that it has a very convoluted system. The combat itself is fun though, and I do want to give the game credit for that. I don't want it to sound like I'm seriously just bashing the game, because I do see potential in the game as well, and I do wish the developers all the best, and I hope that this can turn into a nice game, because wouldn't that be super cool? We will have yet another cool strategy game that we can recommend others to play on mobile. And that's really the goal, right? Being able to find these awesome games and recommend them to other players. At least that's my goal for this channel, and I do imagine that many of you guys watching here watch these videos to be able to find new games for yourselves, but also to be able to recommend new games to your personal friends and families. But let's just end off the video here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, regardless of it not being the purest recommendation of this game at this point. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like if you did. Be sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you want to check out this game, I've left the download links in the description box down below, as I always do, so you guys can go download it and you can give your opinion of the game in the comments down below. And until next time, guys, just keep gaming, stay awesome, and I'll see you guys around.